welcome back. Now, in this particular episode, we will be taking on an important side mission. If people do remember, in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, the main driving force of the Metal Gear of that time was an AI pod, which was supposed to have been programmed by Strangelove and Huey Emmerich in an attempt to recreate the boss, the ultimate patriot and the ultimate soldier, who could potentially make who Strangelove believed would be able to make a world-altering decision if given the chance. She put that much faith in the boss. Now, the issue with that is that being an AI pod, it's a machine. It's not a human being, and it's definitely not the boss. All in all, the Peace Walker event subsided, but the AI pod still existed. Huey Emmerich still kept the AI pod after Peace Walker. As we first saw him in this game, he was working in this laboratory in the Afghanistan region, working under Skullface, and within his laboratory there was the AI pod. So the pod still exists. Even though we tried time and time again to destroy it, the pod still exists, but all the different bodies that the pod attached itself to, including Metal Gear Peace Walker, were destroyed, and the three bodies before it, but the pod still exists. We managed to take some of the AI, the different trays within the AI, but the core itself still exists. Now, Miller believes that we could potentially get some answers from the AI pod. What it could tell us what could happen, or should I say what happened after the events of Peace Walker. We could potentially get some dialogue as to what was happening while the AI pod was being held here in Afghanistan. We could get some information as to what exactly happened when it was under the care and should I say it was under Huey Emmerich's research during the time when Huey was not with us, and potentially during the time when Huey was at Mother Base, maybe before or after. It could give a little bit of information here and there as to what exactly Huey was doing. Yeah, you do have to understand that there is a lot of mistrust placed upon Huey Emmerich, and for very good cause. In the beginning of this game, I personally believed that Huey was just, well, I didn't believe that he was an innocent scientist, but in the Peace Walker incident, I did kind of believe that he was a scientist working for the bad guys, but he himself was not evil. But as time went on after Peace Walker and during the Phantom Pain, I started to see that Huey has a lot of self-driven motives, and some of which are actually, well, who am I to judge, and who is Big Boss to judge what is bad or not? But should I say he has self-driven motives that are fueling the people that we are fighting against. Whether those people be bad or good, or whether Big Boss himself is bad or good, is up to you to decide. Who's to say who the bad guy truly is? Everything seems to be rather grey. But I always feel that in this particular game, Huey Emmerich is actually holding off a lot of truth from us, and he's actually not as innocent as he would like to make us think he is. Huey is a liar. He's a very resolved liar, and I personally would advise everyone to stop believing in his innocence and actually take the time to think to themselves and weigh the information that Huey is giving and what information is given against Huey. There is actually a lot to be left, and to be honest with you, he's not telling the whole truth. But one thing we are guaranteed will say at least, or give us some information as to what exactly is going on here in Afghanistan, maybe some locations, maybe some information, is the AI pod of Peace Walker. As being a machine, we'll be able to program it, potentially able to decipher all the information and see what's going on. It's being kept in this base, can't speak today for some reason. But anyway, it's being kept in this base. And we went back to the original lab in which Huey was working, but the soldiers, being smart as they are, decided to relocate the AI pod to somewhere else, because obviously the first thing anyone who's infiltrated this base would know, or at least someone who has previous knowledge of this base will know, that Huey Emmerich was in the main headquarters here towards the far edge of the base. So they decided to move it, and of course we went there and there was no pod. And if you notice, most of Huey's research materials and all his equipment has been packed up or moved. So the main research group of people that were there at that particular time with Huey so I don't know, it's a really tricky situation. What we need to know currently is what exactly is going on with the AI pod. Probably the AI pod will tell us some stuff. One unresolved matter is, during the time when Sahelanthropus was activated, the man on fire was crushed under the carrier that was carrying Sahelanthropus. He was crushed, but his remains were not found. Actually, after the incident and Skullface was killed, the man on fire's body was not actually there. So potentially, someone must know if the man on fire moved himself, considering that in previous situations he was almost unkillable. So I don't think being crushed by Sahelanthropus would have been enough. Someone would know if he's still alive, or maybe someone came here to move the body. That could be another situation, but first we have to deal with the soldiers here and clear this guard post. It's gonna be a lot of them, but you won't have to suffer the brunt of seeing me clear every single soldier. Instead, I'll show you when I found the pod. I don't know. This chapter 2, I feel that fair and fine. If there was no other, or should I say, if the Metal Gear series wasn't as intricately written as it was, chapter 1 as an ending was a good ending for the game. But chapter 2 gives you the rest of the information surrounding the entirety of the story. I feel that chapter 1 gives you the story and ending of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. But then chapter 2 and potentially the cut content of chapter 3 doesn't give you the ending of the Phantom Pain. Instead, it gives you the closure of the entirety of the series. And I hope you get to see that with these last couple of missions as we find the AI pod here.
AI pod launch confirmed. We'll pick it up. I wonder what kind of secrets are buried in it. I'll let you know if we learn something. Got a report from the intel team. Remember how the man on fire was crushed by Sahelanthropus? Well, the Soviets recovered his body. Could he really be dead? Boss, head for Yaha Ohu's supply outpost and secure the man on fire's body. If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, then this man on fire who's been coming after us ever since you woke up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgan.
Well, anyway, that's all for this particular side up. I will see you soon, and thanks for watching.